Hello students, welcome back to our video. So the last thing that we discussed was about how to pass the journal entries if the transactions of loan and interest on loan is given. So now let's move to the next topic, that is trade discount, cash discount and allowance. How to pass the journal entries if the trade discount, cash discount and allowance is given. So let's see first with the help of the theory part. Many times at the time of purchase or sales of goods and at the time of collection of very small amount from total price is either not paid or not received. This non-paid or non-received small amount is discount. There are two types of discount, trade discount and cash discount. So it means that many times whenever business makes the purchase or the sale of goods, and at that time the collection of small amount from after the total price is either not collected or not paid or not received. This non-paid or non-received amount is known as discount. So there are two types of discounts, trade discount and cash discount. Trade discount: companies display total price on packing of commodities. Company mentions total price on packing of almost all products. At this price, products are sold in open market. At the time of sale, manufacturer or wholesaler allows certain discount to retailers from selling price, which is known as trade discount. This trade discount is an expense neither for manufacturer or wholesaler nor income for retailer. Hence, trade discount does not have any accounting treatment in the books of accounts. So in short, we can say that when companies display total price on the packing of the commodities. So when at the price of products are sold, at total price, that price products are sold in the open market. So at the time of sale, manufacturer or the wholesaler allows certain discount to retailers from selling price at which is known as trade discount. But trade discount does not have any accounting treatment in the books of accounts. A trade discount is deducted from total price during preparation of bill for purchase or sale of goods, and net amount of bill is recorded in the books of purchaser and seller. For example, goods of rupees 5,000 purchased from Paras at 10% discount, 10% trade discount. So in this transaction, 10% discount will be deducted during the preparation of bill. So whenever bill is prepared, at that time 10% discount is deducted from the total price. Means 10% of 5,000 of 10% would be 500. So at the time of bill preparation, 500 will be deducted from 5,000. So 5,000 is the total price. 500, 10% of 5,000 is 500. 10% of 5,000 is 500. How you can calculate? So 5,000 into 10% is given. So percent is given. So 10 divided by 100. That gives you 500. So you have to deduct 500 from the 5,000. So the remaining amount will be 4,500. That is known as net amount will be recorded in the books of accounts. So this was the meaning of trade discount. Now next is cash discount. To enhance competitive sales, businessmen sells goods on credit. Customers pay dues on completion of credit maturity period. Thus, business faces problem of cash scarcity. To receive back quick collection of credit sales from customers, certain fixed percentage are allowed as incentive discount. This discount is known as cash discount. So, in short, we can say that all businesses sells their goods on credit, correct? So, but customers pay that credit amount during the maturity period. So, due to this, the business faces problem of cash scarcity. So, to avoid this, business provides or certain fixed percentage are allowed on the incentive discount as incentive discount, so that the customers pay the cash earlier. So this discount is known as cash discount. Thus, cash discount is one kind of factor of attraction to pay due within prescribed time or before that. Allowed cash discount is an expense to the businessman, thus it is debited to the discount account. For cash discount, receiver, businessman or customer, it is a revenue, thus it is credited to discount account. Cash discount is income as well as expense, thus it is recorded in the books of businessman and customer. Remember, if amount is not paid in stipulated period of time, stipulated means maturity period of time, the given period of time, then the benefit of cash discount is not allowable. Let's see by taking one example. For example, goods of rupees 10,000 at 10% trade discount and 5% of cash discount purchased from Rameshwar on cash. So here the total price is 10,000, but on 10,000 10% is allowed as a trade discount and 5% is allowed as cash discount. So trade discount is 10,000 of 10% of 1,000, because trade discount is 10%. So 10% of 1,000 is 9,000 purchase. 9,000 purchase will be recorded in the books. Less 5% cash discount, 450. So 5% of 9,000, not 10,000. Cash discount, first you have to deduct the trade discount. After deduction of trade discount, you can at that remaining amount, at that amount you have to deduct the cash discount. So 5% of 9,000 is 8,550 is net payable amount. So remember this. First of all, you always have to deduct the trade discount and the remaining amount, and at that amount you have to deduct the cash discount, and at the end you will get the net payable amount. So now let's see the difference between trade discount and cash discount. Trade discount and cash discount, it is given in a tabular form. First point is, trade discount is calculated on total price or catalog R price. So trade discount is calculated on the total price. Here is total price is 10,000. So 10% would be calculated on the total price. Whereas cash discount is calculated on the net of total price and trade discount. Second point is, trade discount is not recorded in the books of accounts, whereas cash discount is recorded in the books of accounts. Third point is, trade discount is allowed because retailer sells product on total price so that they can generate certain profit after deduction of their expenses. Whereas in cash discount, to attract the customers to pay due in prescribed time or before that, cash discount is allowed. Then fourth point is, at the time of preparation of invoice, trade discount is deducted in trade discount whereas at the time of preparation of invoice, cash discount is not deducted. And the last point is in trade discount is sometimes customer gets tempted to purchase in big quantity due to trade discount, and in cash discount, due to cash discount, customers are tempted to pay amount in prescribed time or before that. So these were the difference between trade discount and cash discount. Now let's see the third point, allowance. Many times businessman pays less amount or receives less amount at the time of final settlement. Whatever short amount is paid or received is known as allowance. So businessman pays less amount or sometimes receives less amount at the time of final settlement. So whatever short amount is paid or received, it is known as allowance. Since such allowed allowance is an expense of business, it is debited to discount or allowance account. If such allowance is received, it is an income of business, so therefore it will be credited to discount account or allowance account. The accounting treatment of this allowance is identical to cash discount. There is no predetermined tradition or system for allowance. In case of allowance, after deduction of insignificant amount, payables and receivables are settled. For example, rupees 500 paid to Varun as a final settlement against outstanding of 515. So here payables are 515, but rupees 500 are paid to Varun. So the amount of rupees 15 of difference is allowance. Like business was going to pay 515, but instead of 515 pays only 500. So difference between this, the 15 rupees 15 is called allowance. So let us acquire explanation for above mentioned transactions through illustrations. Illustration 8. Record the following transactions in the journal of Mahindra Sanghvi. These are the transactions are done in the year of 2014 and in the month of July. Same, I would be discussing the first 4 transactions, and then rest of them I would like to tell you, like, to try it by yourself. And if you have any questions or any doubts, you can freely contact me or comment below the video. So let's start with this. So first transaction is goods of rupees 10,000 purchased at 10% trade discount from Tarun Traders. So you all know that business in this transaction, business is purchasing goods of rupees 10,000, and on that 10% trade discount is allowed. So 10% trade discount is always done on the total price. So here total price is rupees 10,000. So 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. That would be trade discount. So let's see how to pass the journal entries. So here goods are purchased by businessmen from the Taruna Traders. So here goods are coming in the business. Therefore purchase account would be debited, and through which party goods are coming. So like the business has purchased from Taruna Traders. Through Taruna Traders, goods is coming in the business. So you have to credit the Taruna Traders, but the amount would be 9,000. So you have to calculate the 10% discount on 10,000. So 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. So you have to deduct the 1,000 from the 10,000. So the amount would be 9,000. That amount you have to write it in the debit column as well as in credit column. And at the end you have to write the narration, being goods of rupees 10,000 purchased from Taruna Traders at 10% trade discount. Now next transaction is goods of rupees 7,000 sold to Gandhi Brothers on cash at 5% trade discount. So here now business is selling goods to Gandhi Brothers. So here goods on cash, it is sold on cash. So here goods is going out of business, therefore sales account would be credited, and it is done on cash. Sold of goods is done on cash, therefore, and the cash is coming in the business, therefore cash account would be debited. But the amount would be same way. You have to calculate the trade discount. So 5% of 7,000 into 5 divided by 100. So the 5% of 7,000 would be 3,500, and so you have to minus that amount from 7,000. So whatever the remaining amount you will get, that is 6,650. At that amount you would be writing in the debit column as well as in the credit column. At the end you have to write the narration: being goods of rupees 7,000 sold to Gandhi Brothers on 5% trade discount. Now the next transaction is goods of rupees 12,000 purchased from Mangal Das at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount. Payment is made in cash. So here goods is purchased, business purchases goods from Mangal Das, but payment is made in cash. So 10%, so on the total price 10% trade discount is allowed and 5% cash discount is allowed. So you all know that first of all you have to deduct the trade discount and the net trade discount amount. From that you have to deduct the 5% cash discount. So the journal entry would be: as the purchase goods is coming in the business, therefore purchase account will be debited. Then it is cash is paid, so cash is going out of business, therefore cash account would be credited. And now here cash discount is also involved, therefore you have to write to discount account credited. Why discount account is credited? Because here the goods is purchased, so cash discount is allowed to Viral. So that would be the here the business purchases goods from Mangal Das, therefore the cash discount is allowed to the businessman, therefore businessman has to pay the less amount. So that if the business pays less amount, then that would be income for the business. So therefore you have to credit the discount account, because all incomes are credited, but instead of income account you have to write the discount account. So how would you calculate? So the total price is 12,000. So first of all you have to minus the 10% trade discount. So 10% of 12,000 would be 1,200. So you have to deduct the 1,200 from 12,000 remaining amount. So whatever the remaining amount you will get, from that you have to deduct the 5% cash discount. So at the end whatever amount you will get, that you have to write in the discount column here. Correct? So purchase account total is 10,800. Total purchase is made of 10,800. Out of that you will 540 was discounted. So if you minus 10,800 from the 540, then you will get this amount. It is a simple math. You have to deduct the both amount. If these two amount are given, you have to find this amount, then you have to add this and write this amount. But if the alternate amount is given, then you have to deduct the both the amount, and whatever at the end whatever amount you will get, at that amount you have to write in the cash account. Correct? Okay, so now let's see the next transaction. Goods of rupees 11,000 sold to Viral at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount. Payment was received in cash. Now businessman is selling goods to Viral and payment was received in cash. Therefore, cash is coming in the business. Therefore, cash account would be debited. And as the goods is going out of business, therefore sales account is credited. And you all know that if the cash discount is also given, then you have to show in the journal entry. That discount, cash discount, you have to show in the journal entry. If only trade discount is given, then it is not like recorded in the books of accounts, but the cash account is recorded in the books of accounts. So here businessman sells goods to Viral. So here now cash discount is provided to Viral. Therefore Viral would be paying less amount from, correct? So that would be loss for the business. So you all know that loss is always debited. Therefore you have to debit the cash account. Same way you have to make the calculations. First, on 11,000 you have to provide the trade discount 10% of 11,000, and whatever amount you will get, at that amount you have to provide the 5% cash discount. So at the end, whatever amount you will get, you will write in the discount account. Correct? So sales, so that amount 495 you have to minus from the 11,000, because you are going to get the less amount. So if you minus that 11,000, you will get 9,900. So same way you have to minus these two amounts, and whatever amount you will get, you have to write it in the debit column. So I have discussed the first four journal entries. Now I want you guys to try rest of the transactions, or try to pass the journal entries by your own. These transactions are all on trade discount, cash discount and allowance. So I want you guys to try it by yourself, and if you have any questions, you can freely comment below the video. So now let's move to the next topic, that is transactions of revenue and expense. How to pass the journal entries if the transactions of revenue and expenses are given. So let's see that regularly different types of expenses takes place during accounting period of business. Different types of revenues also take place regularly. So as per the rule of nominal account, expenses and losses are debited and revenue and gains are credited. To operate business, certain day-to-day expenses like paper, pencil, rubber, ink, pen statement, register, etc. are sundry items of office are required. These expenses like paper, pencil, rubber, ink, pen, statement, register are sundry items. They are also called sundry items of the office, because all these are required for the office work. So they are also called sundry items of office are required. They are also known as stationery. These all are known as stationery: paper, pencil, rubber, ink. So painting, repairing, etc. are the maintenance expenses of the business. Besides this, salary, wages, telephone expenses are also the regular expenses of the business. So sundry expenses of businesses like tea, refreshments, hospitality expense or the other entertainment expense are debited to sundry expense account. Incomes like interest received, commission, rent, brokerage, dividend are regular incomes of the business. So let us acquire the explanation of revenue and expenses transactions from the following illustrations. So here example is given. Record the following transactions in the journal of Arun Parekh. These are the transactions done in the year of 2014 and in the month of August. So again I would be solving the first four transactions, and I want rest of them to try by your own. So first one is for business, books of accounts purchased for rupees 650. So here business books, like books are purchased for the accounts. So like book is considered as a part of a stationery expense. So it is like book is purchased. So here stationery, it would be the expense for the business. Therefore you have to debit the stationery expense account, and in return cash is paid. As cash is going out of business, you have to credit the cash account. Respective amount is written in the debit column and credit column, that is 650 and 650. And at the end you have to write the narration, being stationery of rupees 650 is purchased. Next transaction is wages of rupees 200 and carriage of rupees 100 is paid in cash. So wages as well as carriage would be the expense of the business. So wages account will be debited because it is the expense for the business. Carriage paid is also one type of expense, so you have to carriage account would be also debited to cash account, because wages and carriage is paid in cash. Therefore cash is going out of the business, therefore cash account is credited. You have to write the respective amount, 200 for wages and 100 for carriage account. If you total these two amounts, you will get 300. That amount you have to write to in the cash account in the credit column, and at the end you have to write the narration, being wages of rupees 200 and carriage of rupees 100 are paid in cash. Now next transaction is commission is received. He is received of rupees 800. So commission received, that would be the income for the business. Therefore all incomes are always credited. So cash is coming in the business, therefore cash account is debited. And how cash is coming in the business? It is coming through commission. So to commission account is credited. And at the end you have to write the narration, being commission received of rupees 800. 800 is written in the debited column and 800 would be written in the credit column. Now the next transaction is paid rupees 2500 for painting work of shop. So here it would be again the expense for the business, because it is like cash is paid for the painting work. So it is one type of maintenance. So you have to write the maintenance account, not the painting work of shop. So therefore maintenance account would be debited, and as the cash is going out of the business, therefore cash account is credited. You have to write the respective amount, 2500 in debit column and 2500 in credit column, and at the end you have to write the narration, being of rupees 2500 paid for painting work of shop. This is a kind of maintenance, therefore maintenance account is written. Now so I have discussed the first 4 transactions. Now I want you guys to try to solve or try to pass the journal entries for the rest of the transactions. This remaining all are based on the revenue and expense. So now let's move further. Next topic is transactions of bad debts and bad debts recovered. How to pass the journal entries if the transactions of bad debts and bad debts recovered are given. So what is bad debts? Bad debts, to enhance the sales of business, goods are sold on credit to customers. With customer becomes the insolvent. So when the customer becomes the insolvent, means customer is unable to repay the amount. So either entire receivable amount or partial amount due from the customer cannot be recovered. Such non-receivable amount is known as bad debts. So whenever customer, either the full amount or the partial amount, customer is not able to repay to the businessman, then the non-receivable amount, is known as bad debts. Since bad debt is loss of business, it is so like it is not received by the business, therefore it would be considered as loss of business. So since bad debt is loss of business, it is debited, and respective customer who is unable to pay his due, the customer or debtor account is credited, and finally his account will be closed. For example, Anil becomes insolvent. Anil is not able to repay the amount. Therefore, the receivable amount from him of rupees 500 is to be written off. In this case, by debiting bad debts account for rupees 500 and by crediting Anil's account for rupees 500, in this case the account will be closed. Now the next is if the bad debts are recovered. So the amount is written off in the past, but if the customer or debtor returns it back due to improvement in his economic conditions, this amount is known as bad debt recovered. Like this means that that customer's account is written off in the past, but now customer return backs that money due to improvement in his economic conditions, then that amount is known as bad debt recovered. Since bad debts return is revenue of business, it is credited. Due to the receipt of cash, account is debited. In no circumstance debtor account is credited, because in the past the account of debtor is already closed. So let's see from the following illustrations, these transactions will be understood in better form. So here transactions are given. Record the following transactions in the journal of Prerna. So these are done on the 2014 March, in the month of March. So first is Vishal is declared insolvent. Thus, amount due to him 2000 cannot be recovered. This means that Vishal becomes insolvent and he is not able to repay the amount to the businessman. Therefore, the Vishal account is closed. Therefore, how to pass the journal entry? So, if the amount is not recovered by the business, then that would be the loss for the business. Therefore, bad debts account would be debited to Vishal's account. Why Vishal's account is credited? Because Vishal is declared insolvent. So to close the Vishal's account, you have to credit the Vishal's account, and the amount would be 2000 in debit column and 2000 in credit column. At the end narration, you would be writing that since Vishal declared insolvent, rupees 2000 was due from him are written off. Now next is rupees 3000 was due from Param. He becomes insolvent and only rupees 800 are recovered. A balance amount is written off. So rupees 3000 was due from Param. Param was was to pay rupees 3000, but due to some circumstances he is only paying 1800. So and the remaining amount is written off. So how to pass the journal entry? So some 1800 cash, half amount is received, therefore cash is coming in the business, therefore cash account is debited, and at the same time the remaining amount, Param was going to pay 3000, was supposed to pay 3000, but he only pays 1800, and for the rest of the amount he becomes insolvent. So therefore that would be, for remaining amount, that would be the loss of the business. Therefore bad debts account will also be debited to Param's account, because to close the Param's account or to return balance amount is written off. Therefore you have to credit the Param's account. So cash is received, 1800 is received, so that amount you have to write in the cash column. In the debit column, bad debts, he was supposed to pay 3000, but he only pays 1800. So if you minus 1800 from 3000, you will get 1200. So 1200 is the loss for the business. Therefore you have to write it in the bad debts column in the debit column. And to Param's account, if you add these two amounts, you will get 3000. So At the end you have to write the narration. Being rupees 3000 was due from Param, he becomes insolvent. Only rupees 1800 are recovered from him and the balance amount is written off. Now the next is rupees 1500 previously written off as bad debts of Rohan are received. So Rohan was declared insolvent and his account was written off, but now due to improvement in the economic condition, he repays the amount to the businessman. Therefore cash is received to the business, cash is coming in the business, therefore cash account is debited to bad debts written account, because Rohan was declared insolvent but now it is received. Therefore you have to write it to bad debts written account and the amount would be 1500. At the end you have to write the narration. Being of rupees 1500 were previously written off are recorded. So now with this we have seen all the types of transactions, how to pass the transactions if the bad debts, assets transactions are given. So now here is a comprehensive illustration given, means it is the mix of all the transactions. This whole one question contains the transactions related to trade discount, bad debts, assets, revenue, expenses. It is a mixture, so it is known as comprehensive illustration. So now we would be discussing this in the next video, and if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.